Did you ever read a book to ride a bicycle?
A class 12 student coming to you and asking you, which career should I choose?
By the speed at which the student walks from his hostel to the classroom, we can determine whether he or she is a suicide candidate.
This seems to change the entire business education.
AI is going to give you 10x more jobs.
I am talking to a senior member, Tarun Anand. He is founder of Universal AI University. Another episode of Campus Insight. Now this is very different. We are actually not directly talking about the campus itself, but we are talking about an innovation. We are talking about something which will force you to think in the direction that since there are a lot of changes which are coming up, so these new courses are coming up. Now, what are these new courses? Are we here for a new course? No, we are, I think, for a different cause. I am talking to a senior member, Tarun Anand. He is a close friend of mine. और तुमको मजा इस बात का आएगा that he is an amazing personality. He is founder of Universal AI University. I mean, an innovation which probably one of the best in its kind in terms of the courses that they are offering. तुमने अभी तक मेरे सारे talks में सुना that there is a lot of technological disruption. Some people said, no, it's not disruption, it's a revolution. And he is one man who has actually made this revolution come true. And I've witnessed this. So welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
We are talking this time not for a particular program, but as such in general about various programs, various new courses. And since today afternoon we are discussing about the technical changes which we are seeing. So with respect to this, my first thing is that when you were actually thinking 4-5 years back that we are going to build up AI University, which is first AI university of its kind in our country, what was your vision at that point of time?
So thank you, Kapil, for having me on your show. I think this dates back 20 years when I was first exposed to AI ML, actually the ML part of AI, which is machine learning. When I was in Chicago, the companies, my hedge funds who are my customers in Chicago would buy 50 years of our data from Reuters and invest it, use it to create algorithms to trade global markets in real time. So I witnessed it firsthand. Then in 2017, I met a couple of Stanford professors and they said, by the speed at which the student walks from his hostel to the classroom, we can determine whether he or she is a suicide candidate. So for me, that was an aha moment. Just by the speed, then I understood the algorithm behind it, the kind of, logic which they had given, the weightages they had given, and I was fascinated. And I said, this is the future. So this was back in 2017. So in 2018, we applied to become Universal AI University, which at that time in 2018, I don't think anybody was talking about it. Unfortunately, COVID happened and a government changed in Maharashtra. And so when ChatGPT was introduced, literally the month after that, our approval came from the state legislative assembly. So we felt, how can AI actually transform the education experience of our students? And because I have 2 decades of industry experience, I realized that, everything is going to change dramatically with the fuse of this new technology. Like several disruptions have happened in the past, but this one is going to be bigger, more impactful, and therefore all our students need to make sure that they learn this new technology, they master it, they become power users of it, and only a university which is focused on that can achieve that.
You are described as an outstanding tech visionary chancellor, and I have witnessed that. So, Economic Times भी अब ये बोलता है. How do you personally define the purpose of a university in this age when we talk about these Gen Zs, we say पता नहीं क्या करेंगे, they'll work or not, with let's say using AI in terms of job preparation, or let's say making them an entrepreneur. What is your personal vision behind it?
So I think the Gen Zs are going to outsmart all of us. They are smarter, they are more equipped, and now they have the tools, which is kind of a big equalizer because a person sitting in your city of Jaipur has got the same tools that is available to the same age child in New York or London. And these tools are so powerful that he or she can create a multi-billion-dollar enterprise alone, which we in our lifetimes could not dream of, right? So I think these students are going to be armed with these tools. They're going to manage their lifestyles. They're going to have fun. And they're going to be using these tools to become, as I say, superhuman to some extent by using these tools and making sure that they can create ideas and impact industries wherever they go. So I'm very excited. If I would say this is the best time for an 18-year-old.
A class 12 student coming to you and asking you, which career should I choose? What is your honest advice to him?
I say go with what you like. I would go back to saying, if you're a music lover, passion should be music, then do a career in music and the opportunities are huge. If you are design enthusiastic and love to doodle in your time, then go into the design world. If you're someone who's very intrigued by these tech tools and wants to fiddle around with them and are constantly chatting with the GPTs of the world or the Claudes of the world or the Perplexities of the world or Gemini 3, then you need to go in the tech world. Now, it doesn't matter whichever, or if you're someone who's interested in the sciences. So my view is that each and every world is going to be power charged with artificial intelligence. So therefore, you've got to make sure, how do you learn this tiger, this new tiger? And once you learn that tiger, you learn to ride it, and then ride it all the way through. What will be the impact of that technology, like AI, in the world of music, in the world of sound engineering, in the world of management, in finance, in design, and what have you?
We have worked in a different era, and they'll be working in a different age. What kind of careers they'll be having, or what kind of jobs they'll be having with this kind of AI revolution? Because now I don't say disruption, I say revolution.
No, it is a revolution. And I will say this, that there is this narrative that AI will take your jobs. I believe AI is going to give you 10x more jobs. So I think once they've become experts at understanding how to use this new technology, they can use it in any field they want. So the job roles, whether if you're in the tech world, you'll be working on digital twins. And that will create millions and billions of jobs in the tech world, creating digital twins of individuals, creating digital twins of machines. We are working currently with companies to deliver that as we speak, some large American multinationals. So that's in the tech world. In the sound and music world, they would have careers where they can literally create music, create new instruments using AI, create new sounds, create the fusion of music from different genres, which wasn't possible. We had, even going back to an era, our director, Pramod, created the concept which was used in a concert in San Francisco, where the late, great Mohammed Rafi was singing songs in his own style of Sonu Nigam ji. And they were showing this in live. So this is what AI can do. So that's the world of music. In the world of design, we know that the advertising industry is facing a large amount of pressure because people with these tools can create designs or get concepts. So I think the design world will now evolve to be able to use AI to do a lot of the iteration of ideas. And then you need to have the ability, once you master AI, with your domain experts to pick the right one, which can answer your requirements of whether it's a fashion requirement or a product design requirement. So, now I'm going to talk of psychology. In the world of psychology, when you go to a psychiatrist or a counselor, you tend to give them your background. And AI will take all your background, will take all your data of all the treatments that the counselor has done, prescribed, across all the demographics, across all the medical or non-medical interventions, and be able to propose to the counselor that, okay, we've screened this person, student or employee, he seems to have these symptoms, these are the three things. Now, a counselor who could normally take 1 hour per patient will say in 10 minutes, I can do that. So you've now doubled 10 times his or her effectiveness. So I think the world is going to be very exciting.
When I talk to people, experts, people in academia like you, we usually talk about B.Tech civil engineering, B.Tech electrical, B.Tech AI, B.Tech ML, B.Tech computer science, B.Tech IT. But B.Tech sound engineering is a new buzz. And I'm sure that even kids who are watching this and are currently in 12th, they are also not aware of it. So let's spend some 2-3 minutes in elaborating what exactly B.Tech sound engineering is and what kind of career these kids will be making in future.
So how did we come up with this? We saw that, of course, everybody knows in India, Bollywood, right? That's a growing business. Once COVID hit, OTT platforms took off. Now
Yes.
there are multiple OTT platforms, and the content and the kind of opportunities that artists are getting are 10x, 20x than more Bollywood.
Immense.
So these are just two film stroke serials platforms, right? Then you look at the live concerts. You would be aware that U2 came to India, which is a large American band, and in 3 days, they earned 500 crores of 3 days. So that means actually, if you put it down to 6 hours, generated 500 crores. That's one artist. I'm okay, they are very popular, so 500 crores, but there are the Ed Sheerans of the world, which all of you guys would know. There is a Def Leppard concert tomorrow, in fact, tonight in Mumbai. So all of these artists are coming. There is the famous Punjabi artists like Diljit Dosanjh, which I'm sure a lot of you are fans with. So all of these guys are coming in, and each ticket prices are soaring. 10,000 is the minimum. So the kind of revenue generated there. All of these three, this is live sound. I talked of OTT. I talked of Bollywood. Then you're talking of the entire musical equipment industry. Then you're talking of the post-production. It goes on and on. So we realized that the job market is humongous and there's nobody catering to it. Right now, there are only 1-year diplomas. Imagine, compare a 1-year diploma with someone who's got 4 years grounded training in the industry will be just snatched up like this. So the jobs is not an issue. Now coming to what we do, we created a world-class studio where we said, the students should have access to two things: the latest equipment. So the console which you see there are only 2 such consoles in all of India. One at Yashraj Studios and one at our campus. So we need to give them the right equipment. Then we need to give them the entire right teachers or faculty. Now, you don't have any teachers in this because it's a new field. You're not going to get PhDs or assistant professors. So all our teachers are industry practitioners. These are guys who work with the greats. We have Pramod sir, who's worked with, you name the the sound director, he's worked with all of them. Now, that's the kind of person teaching you. So when you put these two in magic, now you can do things. So then we have Foley studios, we have post-production studios, we have live sound studios. This is what the student gets exposure to, which you won't get in any other campus.
I was also going through the program offerings. One program is BBAI, which again I feel is a unique program I have not seen. I mean, very few people are offering it, but I know what they are doing. So who is the ideal student for this program, BBAI?
So I think the ideal student for BBAI is someone who wants to do business, at the same time is very, very understands the value of technology, right? So if you put the technology and the management skills together, you're creating new businesses. Like you put AI with finance, you have the fintech industry. You put AI with marketing, you have the entire digital space, which is great. The Amazons of the world have made billion-dollar businesses. So whichever field you take business, today every business industry leader you will see, he's only talking one thing: AI or technology. So you are today as a student starting in this journey, you're getting a very strong foundation in AI. You're getting to be able to infuse that with the business. Now, whether you're interested in marketing or finance or what have you, this becomes a very solid foundation for you that when you tomorrow want to either go and create your own business, you're ready for it. You want to do an MBA, you can do that as well in business analytics and double down on the skills you've learned in the BBA in AI.
This seems to change the entire business education from an undergraduate point of view. Like earlier, they were, I think, doing only the theory part, no practical learning, no internship, no concept of technology embedded in business education. So, how do you think that this transformation will help in terms of generating more jobs? I mean, we talked about entrepreneurship, that is one concept. But if we talk about, let's say, kids who are looking only for placements, only for jobs, so what kind of transformation they will get if they're looking for job in the market?
So the foundation of Universal AI University was, I'm going to ask a question. Every one of you rides a bicycle. Did you ever read a book to ride a bicycle? My assumption is that you never did. But you still know how to ride a bicycle, right? Your parents must have held you. You fell a couple of times. Now you know that. Now, even if I take the bicycle away from you for 10 minutes, 10 years, and say after 10 years, ride the bicycle, you will be able to, right? So what does that mean? Learning from doing, not learning from reading or studying, right? And that's the ethos that we have at Universal AI. So every student, we ensure that they have opportunities. So a BBA and AI student can join the campus and start working for a company which is 100 employees on day one. In 6 months, he gets promoted to vice president if he does hard work and has a team reporting to him. In 6 months or a year, he could get promoted to CXO level, and in the final year could become the CEO of a company. Now, in this roles, multiple roles that he or she does, he or she can be, will be hiring, will be firing, and guess who you would be firing? Your classmates, your seniors, your juniors. If they don't work, you're going to fire them. Now, that is the maturity you get as you're doing your BBA, which is phenomenal. So we say that whatever you're learning in the campus, in the classroom, you can implement it. You create products, you make profits, you make losses. We're not saying doing 10 crores of business, but they're doing 10 lakhs of business every year, make a 2-3 lakhs profit, give the government a lakh in income tax, they understand GST, they understand the entire business. That is the foundation of confidence. Imagine when you walk out and you give a card to an employer saying, I'm a vice president or I'm a CXO. He'll look at you and say, you've just finished your graduation. But no, you will tell him, yes, sir, I finished my graduation, but I've hired so many people. I've fired so many people. I've developed businesses. I've taken them to market. That's what companies want. The other element of creating job-ready candidates is that we have a mandatory CMAPs. What is CMAPs? It's a long word, collaborative, multidisciplinary approach towards problem solving. But essentially, coming from industry 2 decades, I know you get only paid top salaries if you can solve problems. So we are saying you as a student will go into industry in your undergraduate, get a industry problem, you will solve it. Now you might get it right 60% of the times or maybe 20%, it doesn't matter. It's the confidence, it's the learning. Once you've solved a problem or even failed to solve a problem, that makes tremendous confidence that when you stand in front of an employer and you say, I had this challenge, this is how I went through it, but we couldn't do it. This is worth gold today. Employers are saying we want people who failed safe in environments which are like a university rather than failure in a business which will cost billions of dollars.
True.
So I think that these are a couple of things that we're doing with the entire model of pushing experiential learning to the maximum so that we are saying that the classrooms of tomorrow will not have teachers teaching. There will be facilitators who will create workshops where learning of skills is going to be at a premium.
Now, the best part of this campus is that it is in Mumbai, but not in Mumbai. It is 50 minutes away from Navi Mumbai Airport, the new airport. Now, 2 things will come out of it. First, this is away from city, but it's serene, beautiful, surrounded by hills. You have at least your lungs are safe for 3-4 years when you study here. How does this campus environment helps or contribute to the overall learning experience of a child who is here for 3 years or 4 years?
So I say this, we at this campus in Karjat, you get best of both worlds. You get the industry, which is sitting right here and an hour away, and you get the ability to spend time in a secure environment where you will have the ability to play a lot of sports, work late nights on projects with your teams, potentially create a new idea and get funding. So all of this becomes a great exposure, and all the top universities in the world have such campuses. Nowhere have I seen in any university I've gone all over the world that you have these city campus buildings where you go from one building to the other, hoping that the bus doesn't run you over. Here is where you get a secure campus with all the facilities that you expect. One more trick point I want to make sure you know this, that at 2 in the morning, if you're hungry on our campus, you can order chow mein or masala dosa at 2 in the morning. You don't get it in some of the best 5-star hotels in the country.
Okay. If you had to give one piece of advice to a class 12 student who is confused amidst a lot of courses, what to study and how to select that?
As I said, what to study is, there's so many fields. We talked about 5 fields already, and tomorrow more fields. And so I think you need to look at asking yourself, what do I thoroughly enjoy doing, right? So I also tell students that if you do not know that, you can spend some time in environments which are, whether if you can get some internships after your 12th, or go for a university which has multiple choices where you say, oh, I'm not sure between, I want to go to design or music, I'm not sure. I want to go to business or technology, I'm not sure. So because the world of the future is interdisciplinary education, and that's what we're trying to do here, right? We're saying BBA with AI. You wouldn't have had these two together, or sound and music with AI. Never the two. So we feel that that gives you an opportunity, and the beauty is that whatever you select, you can then say, but I really want to do that design course, or I really want to learn some music, some sound course, or I'm a psychology student who hates technology, but I want to learn that, Python or whatever. So being in a multidisciplinary university, you can actually say, I'm going to do my basics in BBA and AI or psychology, but I want to pick one course from the technology school, one course from the design school, and that's how you create. This is why American education is booming, and with us, we have our Vice Chancellor who's from America. The ability to select multiple things which are not related to your base and explore them, and then you might realize, oh my God, this is my true calling, and move to that.
Okay, I'll summarize everything. How to choose? 1, interest. 2, making an informed choice, which I always say. You need to understand this, that making an informed choice is something very important, where people who are aware, who know what exactly the course is. You have never heard of this program that is sound engineering, and this is something new. It's a new buzz. So make yourself aware. I would like to thank Dil Se to Tarun Anand sir for his time, and I'll be sharing a lot of other things with you, especially in terms of content. In case you need to know anything about the Universal AI University, there is a link given in the description box. You can just click on that and you will land to the right page, and you will get every information. Okay, so it's just a click away. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
for sparing time, and I hope I have not disturbed you, and you would have contributed through this 15-20 minutes talk, in a manner which you are not aware of, because this is going to reach to so many kids tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
I wish everyone the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.